Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I am your host, Alicia Couri, and I am super excited today for my guest. And I'll tell you a little bit about her in a moment because I have known her for quite some time. A lot of times these guests come on the show and I either have just met them or I'm just getting to know them and we've connected somewhere on LinkedIn or on another channel. But this person I know pretty well. So this is going to be a fun interview for me to do with her. But I also want to welcome everybody who is watching us live. Yay! I am your host, Alicia Couri. And for those of you on Facebook watching, if you are on the Alicia Couri and you have a small business and you would like to join us in our group, please jump over to our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/SBSSO, which stands for Small Business Saturday Shout Out. Become a member of the group. We have a lot of really great things happening in that group. Not only can you promote what you're up to, you can get to meet some of the members, but also in that group, we connect. We have master classes, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit because we have one coming up. But we're also doing something really cool, and we're having our second networking event. So we're having a happy hour cocktail networking event on June 1st. And it's at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if you can come on over and join us on June 1st, first join the group. You'll get all the details in the group because it is for group members only. And we are going to share. We're going to have a lot of fun. Our first one was a whole lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to network. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to get to understand how can we collaborate with one another. So come on over to Facebook and join the group. Also, if you are on YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. So welcome, YouTube. So it is youtube.com/C/Alicia Couri. And this is broadcast live on YouTube as well as on multiple pages on Facebook. So I am so super excited. Oh, hey, hi, Couri. Couri just sent us a message on Facebook in the group. It says, hello, Alicia and Radisha. Hi, Couri. Two of my favorite things to talk about now. Another amazing show. Thank you, Couri. So Couri just reminded me, if you are watching in the Facebook group, because of Facebook privacy policy, they block your photo and your name. So just tag the end of your comment with your name. You don't necessarily have to put your full name, but just tag it at the end with your name so I know who I'm talking to. And Couri is one of our great members in our community. So thank you. So here on Small Business Saturday Shout Out, this show, this community, everything is created to help promote small businesses and small business owners. So there are 3 ways that you can get a shout out during our shows. And the community, again, is to help us collaborate, build, and grow. So 3 ways you can get a shout out, and I'm going to tell you how you can do that right now. So the first way is, of course, to book and become a guest on the show. That's the first way to get a shout out. You'll get a 15 to 20-minute interview with me, which will then turn into part of your marketing asset because you get a copy of your interview so that you can promote that yourself. And then the second way is come on live and do a 30-second commercial. Pitch yourself for 30 seconds live during the show. And the third way that you can get a shout out on Saturday is just leave a comment. So when you leave a comment live, write your name, your business or company name, how people can best reach you, and who is your ideal client? What do you do and who's your ideal client? If you can squeeze all that in a comment that's not like 10 feet long, I will read that off during our breaks between guests and give you a shout out. Let everybody know who you are, what your business is, and how people can reach you. And you'll get a shout out that way too. So the next thing I just want to share with you is we have our masterclass coming up. So we have our networking event that's a it's a whole lot of fun because I'm fun. I think so, at least. And I like to have fun. So we have some games, we have some prizes, we do some things in that networking event. Our master classes are designed to help you as the small business owner learn something that you probably wanted to know about and didn't know much about, but to learn something that will help you in your business, whether it's a marketing masterclass on marketing, or maybe doing this, coming on the show, doing interviews, how to boost your confidence. We've done one on how to hire a offshore, not virtual assistant, but an offshore office manager. How do you hire an office manager successfully? We've done masterclasses on setting up your business correctly. We have one coming up on June 8th. I'm super excited. It's all around podcasting. So if you've ever wanted to launch your own podcast and not sure how to do it, we're going to talk about the technical stuff that is needed for you to launch and grow your own podcast. So that's on June 8th. It is for members of the community. It will only be broadcast to our group. So if you want to be a part of the group and learn about podcasting, that's what our next masterclass is all about on June 8th. So come on and join the group. Again, it's facebook.com/groups/SBSSO, and come and join our masterclass. So that would be on June 8th. All about podcasting. I'm super, super excited because I do have a podcast. I'm on a break from it right now, but it is really a great medium to use, whether it's internally for your business or to gain more clients, or even to get more your message out. If you have a specific message that you want people to know about, it's a really great medium for that. So I've done all that housekeeping. And now I am ready to introduce my guest. So give me just 30 seconds and I will be right back to introduce my guest for today. Welcome back to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I am your host, Alicia Couri, and today's guest, like I said before, she is phenomenal. I've known this woman for some time now. She's one of my great friends, and I am going to break from tradition where I usually kind of give you their bio, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about her because I know her, and so I'm not going to read a stuffy old bio about her. But Raideesha Francis, I tend to say Raideesha, but Raideesha Francis, she is a culinary entrepreneur. So what she does, a lot of people think she cooks, but she can cook. But what she does is she goes into businesses and help them strategize, culinary businesses. So if it's a restaurant, if it's a food service business, any type of business that deals in the culinary industry, she is a brilliant strategist. And she helps you find ways to set up your business, to be successful, and to find multiple streams of income within your culinary business. So if you love to cook and you thought, oh, I love to cook, so I'm just going to start a restaurant, I'm just going to open up a restaurant. No. That is usually a big mistake because you don't understand the business of owning and running a restaurant. All you really want to do is have your passion, walk your passion through by cooking every day for other people. So understanding the business side of your culinary business is what this woman does best. She also trains and certifies people in Serve Safe, and she can talk a little bit more about that. But she's been in the industry for over a decade. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's all about. She's helped businesses grow tremendously. And also, she's a very unique woman. The way she thinks, she has this program, which is also a membership called the Distinctive Lifestyle. And I'm going to bring her up to talk about all these things, because if you want to be distinctive in who you are and what you do, and you're a leader, you need to listen to her. So Raideesha Francis, I'm just going to put this up because I have it here, but come on down. Hi.
Thank you.
My computer is slower than my fingers, clearly.
Okay. Thank you for having me on, and you make me sound so good.
You are brilliant, my love. That's why I call you every day just to let a little bit of your brilliance drop on top of me for my day. We talk to each other almost every day.
Really. Yes, we do. In the morning.
In the mornings. Yeah. Because we, again, like I said before, she is really brilliant in how her mind thinks and creative strategies. So a lot of times it's strategizing throughout the day for us that we jump on a call to help each other strategize. Tell me, how did you get involved in the culinary industry in the first place?
I started off just like most people do. They like to cook. So they wanted to say, open up a business or catering company, but they had no clue about doing it. I'm the poster child for that. So everyone was like, oh, Radisha, you can cook so good. You should start selling your food. And I did that. And I had no clue what I was doing. So that's how I started.
Excellent. And that happens so often. It's so often people who can cook and people say, oh, you should sell this, or you should start a business, or you should start your own restaurant. And they go into that. And then less than a year later, it shuts down because they really didn't know what they were doing. So what are some of the big mistakes that people have made, other than that giant one that we've talked about, that you help them navigate through?
Well, I have worked with a variety of clients. None have been the same. So there is no textbook project for me, right? One was, there's a company, it's a foreign owned company. They have multiple locations and they needed to transition into the North American market. And it was very interesting because oftentimes people believe that because they've been doing business a particular way for so long, especially for decades, that is the way that works. If it's not broke or broken, don't fix it. Sometimes it's a complete disaster and you think it's amazing because you've been operating in chaos for all of these years. And so it's helping them work through the cultural differences and the mindset and understanding that, yes, you may do business that way in your country, your native country, but when you come over here to the United States, things are completely different. So that one was a very eye-opening project and assignment, and it was very stressful.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about cultural differences, because I know that's one of your passions, is looking at cultural differences, especially in the restaurant industry. And how do you account for that?
Cultural differences affect the way we do everything. And when I say cultural differences, sometimes it's corporate cultural differences, sometimes it's household cultural differences, sometimes it's within the country where you're from. So there's different types of cultures that I have to take into consideration. And cultural differences really account for how we perceive things. So oftentimes when I'm training, like I'm doing the professional development and training, specifically with food safety and sanitation, since I am an international instructor, a certified international instructor for that. When I'm teaching the course and I'm going through showing people the correct way to do things in the certification class in preparation for the exam, I find a lot of resistance there because I'm showing people finally the proper way to do things. And some people have been doing it for a decade. Some people 5 decades plus, they've been doing it the incorrect way. And it's challenging to have that paradigm shift. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, to unlearn bad habits.
Yes.
To unlearn bad habits. Because just because you've done it, like you said, with that client before, just because you've done it one way and it seems to have worked, does not mean it's the right way to do it, and it is going to be profitable in the long run.
Correct.
It's just, you're just putting out fires after fires after fires, and because it hasn't all burned down, you think you're doing great.
And the thing is, sometimes they do see success. So let's say you're $1 million business, but you could have been a $1 billion business if you did things a little bit different. And that's the challenging part, is when people have perceived success in their eyes, they're not willing to change things because they feel like if it got me this far, I don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I so true. A couple other things that I touched on were the trainings that you do. You help them train, but also, how do you help someone structure their business? So let's say me. I love to cook. I want to start a restaurant. What are some of the first things I should be thinking of in order to do that?
The first thing that I want to know is, what is your ultimate vision? Because it doesn't make sense to build something and we don't know what we're building into. So do you want this to be just a single operation? Do you want it to be multi-chain? Do you want it to be a franchise? Do you want it to be family owned? Do you want it to be publicly traded? What is it that what do you desire to do? Because in order to be able to work with somebody effectively, I need to understand what your complete vision is. And just because you may not have the financial means or resources to attain that doesn't mean that we can't build out a plan that allows you to grow into your complete vision. So the first thing I need to know is, what is your ultimate vision?
What's your vision? That's perfect. And then how do I build my restaurant for success? Because you have a
Mm-hmm.
real estate license specifically for finding
Yes, yes.
locations, right?
The first thing that we need to do after understanding what your complete vision is, I need to see your menu. And people do things backwards. People get locations, people buy equipment, they hire people, and they never finish their menu. How did you write a business plan without your menu? Your menu literally is the business plan for your operation. It tells you what kind of licensing and permits you would need, what type of staff to hire, your vendors and your purveyors. It tells you so many things. I call it the intellectual menu. I actually wrote a book on that, even though I haven't published it yet. Because if you wrote out your menu and you had a conversation with it, as I say, it would tell you everything that you need for your business.
Wow, that is a huge tip right there. Your menu is your business plan because it tells you everything you need to know in order to run this business. You were an instructor at the Cordon Bleu. I didn't even mention that in your bio, but everything will be in the notes, so people can go back and read about you. So did you learn that from your years of instructing at the Cordon Bleu or working with, remind me again, working with
Cisco.
Service. Yeah. Where did you learn that your business, your menu will tell you everything about how to structure your business?
It's a combination of experience. I remember when a chef said it to me when I was in culinary school. And then from there, throughout my professional career, I kept seeing patterns. I'm a very observant person, and I look at patterns and cycles and predictable things. And I would see restaurants fail, but I could tell the reason why they were failing. And so I saw these predictable patterns. And I realized there were certain things that they did do and certain things that they did not do. So the way that I work with clients, it's from a combination of my experiences, but also what I've observed. And the thing was, I hadn't found a company. I did not find a company that addressed these solutions. And I kept praying, like, Lord, why doesn't someone open a company that address these different things? And after a few years, I was like, oh, maybe he wants me.
Maybe I'm supposed to be the answer to this.
Yeah. So Le Cordon Bleu, I taught food safety, sanitation, psychology, sociology, and nutrition. So I didn't learn this from them. But a great part of my professional experiences, more than culinary school, more than teaching at Le Cordon Bleu, being a professor there, I learned a lot about the food industry through Cisco. That was a complete eye opener for me.
Wow. There's nothing like real world experience to understand exactly what's happening in the industry to find the solutions. And again, because of the way your mind works, you do search out those solutions to the challenges that you're seeing. Let's pivot a little bit and talk about the distinctive lifestyle, because you are distinctive in the way that you do things. Like I said, you not only do you help culinary businesses, but you got your real estate license to help them also find the right location based on their menu for their restaurant. So you do things distinctively. And is that why the distinctive lifestyle kind of birthed itself?
Okay, so I'll touch on the real estate part, and then I'll go into the distinctive lifestyle, since I didn't address it when you asked me to earlier. People believe that because you have a real estate license or you're a realtor or real estate associate, that all are created equal. It's not true. That's like, for me, I don't deal with residential real estate because I don't like emotional purchases and buys, because they typically don't make any sense. They go based upon how a person feels at that time. And I don't do well with emotions and business transactions. I need people to use, logic. Sense, right? And reason. And so there are specific issues that people find when looking for a location. Like, I've seen many businesses never open because they couldn't get through the permitting process. And if they had an agent or a representative who understood the industry, they will look to see how many people tried to open up establishment there. The issues that they had, they can go in the public records and check out these things. They would know specifically how to work with a person. But if you just want somebody who's interested in just getting a sale, they'll tell you whatever you want to hear, even though they shouldn't. And then you'll get a location, and a lot of times use most of your fortune. You may get open, you may not get open, but many never get open their doors. So after searching for a person who's dealt with restaurants specifically, I didn't find anyone. So I went to real estate school and became a realtor myself to be able to get that done. Now, for the distinctive lifestyle, I'm a person, I don't like trends. I don't like what everyone else.
You walk to the beat of your own drum. You sure do.
Yeah. And some days, if I don't want to hear drums, it'll be complete silence too. And so I realized that most people live unfulfilled lives. They're living based upon expectations of their family. They're living based upon the voices of people who have passed away decades ago. They're in the grave, but they're still trying to please them, even though they're not here. They're living based upon what people told them about themselves, never really understanding who they are. So I realized that a lot of people are in some form of bondage or dissatisfaction, or they truly have no clue who they are. And so as I started going through the process myself, there were certain things that I did. And as I started sharing with people what it is that I was doing, and they decided to apply it themselves, each person, if they did it, they got the results they desired. So then I said, since I'm always sharing this with people in a one-on-one, maybe I should make this accessible to people, not just like my family and friends. And then that's when, almost 6 years ago, I launched my first event, and it was a great success. And you were there. And you were
I was there.
Yes, you
I spoke at your event.
Yes, so I love to empower people to be who they truly are, regardless of what your religion thinks you should be or anything like that, because sometimes we misapply religion and we don't understand it for what it really means.
All stuff.
So you think you're doing something according to scripture, and it was the wrong interpretation.
So I really love that, you march to the beat of your own drum. And something you said to me in the green room was that so many people are trying to be like someone else, like their mentor, or they have someone they look up to, and they're trying to be like that. Mm-hmm. And your whole plan is, no, let's see who you are and let's elevate that. Let's find, again, with the whole restaurant thing, let's find out what your vision, your goal, your desires are, and let's get you a strategy or a path to get there. So that's really, in a nutshell, the way I see it.
Yes. Yeah. Because I don't feel like there's really any true competition, because your vision is going to be different than mine. So how could we be competing? We're not even going towards the same thing. So how is it even a competition,
Wait, yeah, it's silly sometimes, really silly, because we're all very different individuals with different ways of doing things. And so I'm just really inspired by you every day, because you're a great mom, you're a great businesswoman, and you really keep raising the bar for me as well.
Thank you. Every time someone says that, I get so humbled.
Yeah, well, it is true. And so anything you want to share that I did not ask you, because I know this is a short time and I'm trying to fill in as much as possible.
Well, let's see. I don't know. I expected you to ask me a question.
Okay, I'll ask you another question then. But before I do, I just want to alert people, going across the bottom is the Culinary Management Company's website. So if you are considering a culinary business, you're in a culinary business, the business needs help. She works from structuring the business to personnel, helping you get the right people in the right roles for your business. You know, her team, there are lawyers on her team. She has a whole team of really great experts in the industry to help you be successful. So that is the website, culinarymanagement.co, culinarymanagement.co. And if you want to know more about the distinctive lifestyle, go to raideeshafrancis.com. All right, so I got that right.
Yeah.
So finally, I do want to ask you, what stands out for you in business as a small business owner that you would like to see happen in the industry? So as small business owners, what do you really want small business owners to know about to do better?
Professionalism, and nobody owes you anything. Professionalism is something that's lacking heavily. How you address your customers, your clients, how you resolve or don't resolve things. Do you have systems and processes? Or are you just giving someone a product and a service and just charging them for it? So having your systems and processes structured out and not expecting people to understand your business. So if you're doing business with someone, you should make sure that they understand everything about what it is you're doing, your terms and conditions, etc. And if you fail or fall on your part, do everything within your power to make sure that you resolve things for people. And the second thing would be, your family does not have to support your business, and neither do your friends, because it's a business. So just how we have options for major retail brands and, you know, whatever it is that we choose to do, you are another option. So if you find that people aren't supporting your business, try to find out why they're not choosing to do business with you. It could be sometimes that people want privacy. They don't want family and friends to understand, to know about their finances or different things that may be going on. Or you might not really be as great of a business person as you think you are. And it's not anyone's burden to support you. It's your responsibility to have a desirable business that makes people crave what you have to offer, and then to be your biggest cheerleader. So if people aren't promoting you and say, oh my gosh, you're so great, you have the greatest something, you might want to take a look at your business again.
Ooh. Listen, she pulls no punches, right? Radisha tells you like it is. She's a great mentor to anyone. She's a tremendous strategist. And really, if you want a successful culinary business, whether you're running it from your home, out of your kitchen, to learn what different streams of income you can create, even from doing that, she can strategize from the startup all the way to established businesses. So if you have an established restaurant, an established business, and you want to take it to the next level, or maybe you're struggling to keep it open, she is the person to contact. Or if you have an idea for something and you want to start because you love baking, and I just want to start, but I want to start small out of my kitchen, she can also help you get that up and running successfully. So contact Radisha. Yes, ma'am.
Final thought. So family businesses. That's my final thought. I'm going to close on that. Since you said cooking out of your kitchen, I find that there's a misconception that for a business to be a family business means that you have to work in it, which isn't true. It can just be family owned, but it doesn't have to be family operated. And one of the things that's devastating to me in our community is when we have these amazing family businesses that have been around for 40 and 50 years, and then the newer generation does not want to work in the business. They literally let it die. So you took something that was worth so much money because you didn't have a succession plan or another plan for it to continue operating just with non-family members. That still could have been an income. And for me, my heart goes out to our communities, because I've seen so many businesses close down for that. And we crave and desire what they have, and nobody can ever take their place. So if it's a family business, at least have a meeting with someone who's not in the family to show you that even if you're not working the business, your legacy doesn't have to die.
Oh, I love that. That is so true, because sometimes the kids don't want to be a part of the business. They want to go forge their own path.
Exactly.
And so your business doesn't have to end because of that. So I love that final thought. Ladies and gentlemen, Raideesha Francis. Woo! Now you know why I call her every day.
Thank you.
So go to culinarymanagement.co to connect with Radisha. You can also, she is in the Facebook group. So if you want to connect with her, you can connect with her in the Facebook group as well. And let me see, we got a comment. Says phenomenal. That this was a phenomenal interview. So thank you very, very much. And so Radisha, I thank you. I know you will be back, and
yes,
hopefully you will be at our networking event.
I will do my best to be there.
I know she's a busy woman, busy woman. So I will have her back again, and we'll talk a little bit more about the distinctive lifestyle and some other things that she has going on. So check her out, raideeshafrancis.com or culinarymanagement.co.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, love.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay, bye-bye. So that was Raideesha Francis. She is the owner, CEO, operator, founder of the Culinary Management Company, and also the Distinctive Lifestyle. So check her out. Again, her website is culinarymanagement.co and raideeshafrancis.com. And so I just want to say thank you so much for all of you who have joined us today. I know I have a comment here that I want to share. This is from Corey. He is an independent associate of Legal Shield. His business website is coreyb20.wearelegalshield.com. And the best way to reach him is through his email. It is coreynorthington@yahoo.com. And you can always inbox him on Facebook as well. Corey is a phenomenal networker, connector, great Legal Shield independent associate. If you need any information about legal services, you can just connect with Corey. So that was a shout out for Corey. Yay! See how that works? Super easy. Thank you again to my guest, Raideesha Francis. Thank you for watching this as well. For those of you who tuned in, don't forget to go ahead and join the Facebook group. It is facebook.com/groups/SBSSO. That stands for Small Business Saturday Shout Out. Go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell so that you won't miss when we go live again on YouTube. And we certainly appreciate the love over on YouTube as well. Don't forget, we have 2 events coming up. We have our networking event on June 1st, and we have our masterclass on June 8th. The information for that is in the Small Business Saturday Shoutout group. I am your host, Alicia Couri. I am super excited to have served you today. And I am so close to my birthday. I'm getting so excited. But I will see you again next week for another Small Business Saturday shout out. If you want your business to be here, to be interviewed for a Small Business Saturday shout out, please connect with me. Go to alicia360.com. You can connect with me there, or just inbox me on Facebook, send me a direct message. I'm on all social media channels, the Alicia Couri. So just send me a message that you want a shout out on the show, and I will send you the information to book yourself as a guest here as well. So that's it for me. I will see you next time on SBSSO. Everyone have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.